All right, restocked my paper supply. So we're gonna start on number 6. So dy dx equals e to the y times 2 plus x. And then my initial condition is y of 0 equals 0. All right, so I'm going to multiply by dx and divide by e to the y. So I'm going to get 1 over e to the y dy equals 2 plus x times dx. All right, and once again, I'm going to rewrite this side, the 1 over e to the y, so that it's a little bit easier to take the antideriv. So when you have this in the denominator, I can rewrite it as e to the negative y dy equals 2 plus x dx. All right, so now it's a little bit easier to take the antideriv of each side, so we're going to integrate each side. So the antiderivative of e to the x is e to the x, so the antideriv of e to the negative y is going to be e to the negative y, and then we have to divide it by -1. Because remember that chain rule, if you take the derivative of e to the whatever, you have to multiply by the derivative of your exponent. So now we're dividing it by that derivative of your exponent. Equals, and then the antiderivative of 2 is 2x. The antiderivative of x is 1/2 x squared plus c. All right, so I am going to plug in 0, 0 here. So negative e to the 0 equals 2 times 0 plus 1/2 0 squared plus c. So we're going to get c equals anything raised to the 0 power is 1, and there's a -1 out in front. So -1 times 1 is going to be -1. So my c is -1. So we get negative e to the negative y equals 2x plus 1/2 x squared minus 1. All right, so I want to solve for y. That's my end game. So I'm going to divide everything by -1. So I get e to the negative y equals -2x minus 1/2 x squared plus 1. I want to solve for y, so I get rid of e by taking the natural log of each side. So e and ln are going to cancel out, so we're going to have -y equals ln of -2x minus 1/2 x squared plus 1. All right, and just guys, a little note is that I didn't have to put the absolute value for those ones because I wasn't taking the antideriv and coming up with ln. All right, so that's why I put parentheses as opposed to those absolute value bars. Those absolute value bars pop in when we do the antideriv of 1 over something. All right, and then finally I divide by a -1 or multiply by -1 to get the y by itself. So negative ln of -2x minus 1/2 x squared plus 1. And my y is by itself. I could do things with this coefficient in front, but does it get you any additional points? No, it does not. So we end right there. All right, we'll take a little break.